Hey everyone, welcome to my Master Chief kill count for Season 1 of the Halo TV series. So I actually made this video back in May, whenever the show finished, but unfortunately it was taken down due to some copyright issues. So obviously to show all of Master Chief's kills, I used video and audio from the Halo show, but the copyright owners of the show did not find my usage to be acceptable, so the video is no longer allowed to be visible on YouTube, and that's of course my bad. I had no intention of causing any problems, so I apologize for that. But of course, I want this video to be out there for all of you to enjoy. So I've gone ahead and redone the whole thing, and now there's no video or audio from the show. It is just going to be images. So I'm going to walk you through all of Master Chief's kills and narrate over these images that will demonstrate and show you all of the kills. So this should be the best of all worlds. I'll be able to make this video, you'll be able to enjoy it, and I'll respect the wishes of the creators of this show. So everyone should be happy, and we'll get to see this awesome video. So I'm so excited to get to do this video with you guys today. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a little bit of background about Master Chief, and then we'll dive into all of his kills. Let's do it. Here's a little background information about Master Chief. He is a human male affiliated with the UNSC, and he stands at 6 feet 5 inches tall. Now, I know in the video games, Master Chief is supposed to be 6'10", but here in the show, the actor who portrays Master Chief, Pablo Schreiber, stands at 6 feet 5 inches tall. I think Pablo's done an absolutely fantastic job playing Master Chief. I've loved his character in Season 1, and I can't wait to see what he brings in Season 2. And I wouldn't worry about his height. At 6'5", Pablo's a plenty big enough dude to pull off a very convincing Master Chief. Now, let's see how many kills Master Chief racks up in Season 1. So, Master Chief's kills in this season begin on the planet Madrigal when he's fighting a bunch of elites in this base here. And the first kill, as you can see here, is when Master Chief blows the head off of this elite. Then after that, he faces some more elites. As you can see here with the arrow, this is one. He threw a grenade, and then now the guy is being shot, so that guy's dead. And then he goes on to face these other two. The guy with the arrow here gets killed in this instance, and then Master Chief proceeds to knock this other elite down, and then he shoots him right here on the ground. So now at 4 kills, he moves to a different area in just a little bit here, and then he basically grabs a Gatling gun. He starts, laying down fire on these guys. He ends up killing 2 of them here. The first one here, as you can see with the arrow and the smoke, this guy dies here. Then shortly after, one of his allies gets gunned down right here with the arrow here. But then the guy with the red armor actually does not die here. He gets wounded, he falls down, he's presumed to be dead, but he actually, in fact, is not dead. He actually turns up in just a bit and comes back. But of course, Master Chief notices him, comes over, kicks him, knocks him to the ground, and blows his head off with a bunch of shots to the head, taking him out. So that brings Master Chief to 7 kills right off the bat in the beginning of the series. Awesome start. Let's keep going. So Master Chief's next kills occurred during the big battle in Episode 5. The first of those kills is this Jackal here. You can see the blood in its neck. He gets totally blown away. So this dude gets taken care of, and then so does this dude. This Jackal gets taken out. And then he takes out a grunt here while running in front of this Warthog. You can see at the top right corner. Shoots that guy, and then this Warthog actually gets taken over. The UNSC Marines get killed, and then a grunt takes over, but not for long. Master Chief jumps up and shoots him, takes him out, and then on this Banshee here, Master Chief jumps on top of the ship and fires down into the cockpit. In all likelihood, this probably killed the pilot, but I can't say with 100% confidence, so I'm not going to count it just yet, but soon enough, it'll get confirmed. So in this scene right here, there's a massive explosion that goes off. Master Chief, manipulates the Banshee to crash right into the Phantom. So a giant explosion goes off and kills a ton of people. So I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you guys right now. Alright, so here is how I'm going to break this down. Master Chief is on the Banshee. He manipulated it and steered it to crash into the Phantom. The Phantom is the bigger of the 2 ships. And if the pilot wasn't dead before, he's definitely dead now, so that's 1 kill in the Banshee. And then I looked up information about Phantoms on Halopedia, and according to that, there are typically 2 pilots for Phantoms, and that makes sense, it's a big ship. So a pilot and a co-pilot, and then sometimes there's additional officers, and they have gunners, and the whole crew, which could be 24 crew members. but there's no guarantee any of them are on board. In fact, it's all in all likelihood all of the crew have gone to the surface to fight. So it's likely there's no crew there. I don't see any gunners. There's no guarantee there's other officers or anybody on there. So I think it's only safe to confirm 2. So 2 pilots. Those are the only 2 I feel safe confirming. So 2 more kills, 2 kills in the Phantom. And then on the surface, as I have marked here with these dots, there are 14 total Covenant aliens on the surface here in the scene that are alive and standing there. All grunts and jackals, I believe. And of those 14, only 7 remain in the following scene where Master Chief proceeds to kill all of them. We'll get to that in a second. But if there's 7 in the next scene, that means the other 7 must have died in the explosion that's about to happen. So 7 of the 14 aliens here all die in the explosion. So 1, 7, and 2, that makes 10. So we add 10 kills to Master Chief's kill tally from this explosion. So shortly after the explosion goes off, we see this jackal crawling along the ground, and then shortly after that, he dies. So I just want to mention that I counted him as a part of the 10 who died as a result of the explosion. Even though he survived for like a few seconds, he still ended up dying, and he died as a result of the explosion. So he counts as one of the 10 who died from the explosion. Then Master Chief goes on an awesome rampage with a shotgun. He blows away this jackal you see here. Then he blows away this grunt over here. Then he blows away another grunt. You can see this grunt off to like the far right side. And then he blows away another jackal. You can see him like right in front of the screen here. Man, it's just awesome. Master Chief going on this rampage. Then he kills this jackal here. He has a new gun. He has like one of their plasma guns. He blows that guy away. Then he blows this one away. And then he whacks this one in the head, knocks him to the ground, and then keeps on moving. And as he's walking away, he just, points the gun behind him. One fatal shot, takes that dude out. He means business. He knows what he's doing. Master Chief is a trained professional. He knows what he's doing. Then, probably one of my favorite moments of his in all of his fights is him taking on this elite. This is when Master Chief is just super, emotional and pumped up, and he just, starts railing on this elite. He punches him, knocks him to the ground, and just repeatedly just punches him over and over and over again, bloodying up his face. And then eventually he stops punching. He takes his foot and he just stomps right through his face, basically just turning his face into like mush. It's pretty intense, pretty crazy, but it just goes to show how dedicated he is to fighting for humanity's very survival. So really awesome scene, awesome set of kills. Now let's move on to the 9th and final episode of Season 1 to see Master Chief's final kills for the season. So now we're in the season finale, episode 9, and this grunt you see here gets killed in like just a split second by Master Chief. Master Chief and the other Spartans are free falling from the air, and Master Chief lands right on top of this guy and kills him instantly, as you can see here. Then Master Chief moves on to face a group of brutes, and the telltale sign here for me to determine a kill is whenever you see blood, because obviously all these aliens have shields. But obviously, with enough firepower, Master Chief is able to get through, and you can see whenever they start actually hitting, the alien itself, and you can see the blood, and that's when, they die. So that guy died, and then this guy here died, that you can see in the bottom right corner, and then Master Chief kills this dude. Like I said, you can see the blood if you look closely, and then this guy, you can see even more blood. Master Chief, takes this dude out, then he takes this guy out. Again, you can see the blood. And then these final 2 brutes in this scene, it's actually a really cool sequence. One guy is like going to slam with his hammer, but Master Chief redirects the hammer to actually crush the other brute. So that brute dies because his comrade's hammer crushed him, and then Master Chief takes his pistol, and he's already weakened the shield enough so he can get through, and he blasts like right through the brute's neck, and you can see the blood there at his neck, and it kills him. Then Master Chief moves on, goes ahead and kills a bunch of grunts. He kills this grunt that you see here. Then he kills this grunt up here on this balcony. You can see his crosshair on him as he's shooting him. And then he blows away this grunt here. And then there's a group of 3 grunts up on this balcony. He shoots this one here. You see the blood from the one on the far right. And then the one in the middle, you see the blood from him. He kills him. And then the third one up there, we see him. We see Master Chief, set his aim right on the grunts. And then it cuts away and shows Master Chief firing, and then you hear the grunt, crying out, dying in the background. So we don't actually see him, get shot and dying, but it's very obvious enough, where we get to see Master Chief taking aim and then firing, and then you hear the grunt, crying out because he got shot. So even though we don't see the kill on screen, we have enough, evidence given in the show to confirm that. So he kills that grunt. Then Master Chief takes out a group of 4 grunts with a grenade. Now I know in this image you can only see 3 grunts, but there are in fact 4 grunts in the vicinity of the grenade when it goes off. I have all 4 of them marked here for you to see. Most frames, during the scene you can't see them, but here's a frame where you do see all 4. And, the elites are kind of in the way, make it difficult, but there are indeed 4 in the area when the grenade goes off, so Master Chief gets 4 more kills there. And then his final kill of Season 1 is this elite that you see here. Master Chief kills him, shoots him in the neck, takes him out. So, shortly after this scene, Master Chief gets knocked unconscious and Cortana takes over his body. And once that happens, she actually proceeds to kill a bunch more Covenant aliens while under control of Master Chief, throughout the remainder of this episode. However, all of these kills are done while Master Chief is unconscious. Master Chief's body is the one doing the killing, but his consciousness is not. It's Cortana in full control of his body and his actions, and Master Chief has no influence over it, no knowledge of it, no memory of it, nothing like that. So Master Chief has no control of his body during this time, has nothing to do with any of these kills. It's all Cortana. Therefore, I'm not counting any as kills for Master Chief. If I were doing a Cortana kill count, I would count them as kills for her, for sure, but not as kills for Master Chief. Alright, now that we've reviewed all of Master Chief's kills from Season 1, we've come to the conclusion. In total, Master Chief killed 18 grunts, 11 jackals, 9 elites, 7 brutes, and 3 unknown Covenant aliens. Now, the 3 unknown Covenant aliens are the pilots, the pilot of the Banshee, and then the 2 pilots of the Phantom. Based on my experience playing the video games, my guess is that the Banshee pilot was probably an elite, and that the Phantom pilots are probably grunts, but can't say that for sure, so I'm just going to label them as unknown. And that brings us to the grand total of 48 total kills for Master Chief in Season 1 of the Halo TV series. Awesome kill count. I'm thoroughly impressed with Master Chief. As always, he's an absolute legend fighting for the good of humanity. Thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate all of you endlessly. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see Season 2 of the Halo TV series. And on top of that, I will be doing kill counts for other characters from the show, so definitely stay tuned for that. See you all then.